And it is great to welcome back Craig Harper with JB Hunt. And Craig, I want to welcome you to the show, sir. How are you?
Oh, glad to be here. Not going to say I wouldn't rather be there in person, but it's great to be here on virtually. So I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you for spending the time with us. And, we will get back to, going out and meeting folks and, talking about the industry out there. But, the business of trucking is ongoing 24/7, 365. And I'm just looking at a number of items that are, in the news. Intermodal has been gaining a lot of attention as of late with the opportunities there. And I know you guys have got a lot going on with the intermodal side. Talk about that.
Absolutely. I'd love to be out there again, rubbing shoulders with the drivers and talking to them firsthand about this. But, it's a great time to be in this industry right now. And you mentioned it, intermodal continues to have a lot of demand. And we're growing. It's one of the things we have done successfully here at JB Hunt, continue to be able to grow, and that's because of the great men and women we have operating in those trucks each and every day. But, intermodal is a fantastic opportunity for drivers. You've got a lot of this no-touch freight. You got several ramp locations. We've got over 20 large ramp locations around the country. And, these are managed out there locally. And that's one thing. People always think about how big JB Hunt is and it gets lost that, we are a large company. No question about it. We got, over 16,000 trucks, 20,000 drivers. But what we also have is a local management out there on these dedicated and these local rail ramps where the operators there, they get to know the individuals that are in those trucks each and every day, and they get to know them on a first name basis. They get to know about their families. So many times people think that you're a large company, but that's true. But you're also made up of lots of small operations out there, and that's one thing that we're pleased with because that's what really helps our turnover. Our turnover is the lowest it's been in the history of the company, and I think that's a key to being out there with these operators out in the field.
When you look at the size of what you guys are doing from the intermodal portion of it, Craig, 99,000 company-owned containers, 83,000 company-owned chassis, that really goes to show the strength of the organization when it comes to things like the intermodal side, right?
Yeah, it goes back to, when I first came here in 1992, and we were really bringing in all these containers at the time, and so many people thought Mr. Hunt was crazy. But, what was a trucker doing talking to someone in the railroad industry? But thank goodness he did and found a way to really make this fit and really create a lot of great jobs for drivers. So many people always say, well, why does the industry have so much turnover? Well, drivers want what they want to be able to take care of their families. They want to have a lifestyle that they can enjoy, and intermodal and their dedicated jobs as well. Intermodal really helps that out because you are a local driver or a regional driver, but you get home frequently. And that's what is so much. People want to have a steady paycheck. They want to be able to be at home. They want to be able to pick the kids up from school or take them to the ball games or whatever. And don't get me wrong, it's hard work, it's good pay, but you can have a normal lifestyle. This isn't the kind of job that, like what I grew up with my two uncles being truck drivers, where they were gone for 3 or 4 weeks at a time.
Sure.
With all this local distribution and the rail ramps there locally, it's a job that really lends itself to a better quality of life, work-life balance.
We've heard a lot of stories out about how the country's in a recession and folks are, looking for work and things like that. But what's really great about what you guys are doing, there's a lot of growth, new driving jobs already this year, and you guys have got more of that coming forward, right?
Yeah, when we look at the driving opportunities we have, they'll range from the local jobs in a small town where drivers making $55,000 a year, all the way up to making over $100,000 a year. And yes, that's right. Those jobs are out there today. I mean, I'm just scanning through, and they can go online at drivejbhunt.com and see all these. But, we have jobs that are in Wisconsin, jobs in Ohio, starting pay at $95,000, $102,000, sign-on bonus $10,000. I mean, it's people I don't think realize that you can get out there and get to work soon and be making these salaries, and yes, pick the part of the country that you want to live in that fits your lifestyle. And yes, maybe you're making $60,000 in a small town working somewhere, or you go to a larger city and you can make $80,000, $90,000. You apply for a job that has more physical work to it. That's going to pay more. You apply for a job that has more regional work to it. That's going to pay more. It's all depends on where you are, the type of work you do, and the type of schedule. But there's at J.B. Hunt, with all the jobs that we have in the local, in that dedicated environment, that intermodal environment, there should be a great spot for all the drivers out here that want to get out there, work hard, have a quality of life, and want to be with a company that's got a great safety program, good equipment, and strong freight demand.
I'll tell you a quick story, drivers, before we go to the break. About 2 or 3 years ago, had the great opportunity to be the keynote speaker at the Arkansas Trucking Association annual event, and they had the truck driving championships, and out front and center cheering on his drivers was Craig Harper. And that was a lot of fun. That was really a lot of fun, and maybe we can get back to that very soon, Craig, where we can get back out and see folks. And I'll tell you, there was a tremendous amount of enthusiasm on your part and the part of your team. Craig, really appreciate you joining me on the show to talk about this, the Virtual America Truck Show, bringing drivers a look at what's going on in the industry with the industry leaders out there. And I do want to get the website and social media for J.B. Hunt, phone numbers. What's the best way to reach you guys?
Yeah, go to drivejbhunt.com. It's drivejbhunt.com. And then also the phone number is 1-800-2JB-HUNT.
Outstanding, sir.
1-800-2JB-HUNT.
Outstanding, sir. Thank you for doing this. I mentioned this going into the break about some of the areas of growth that the company is seeing around Atlanta and Hazlet. Talk about those. What are you guys looking for, like for the owner-operators for like the truckload and the intermodal divisions?
Yeah, we've really had significant growth in Atlanta and Hazlet, which is the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Hazlet. And we're looking for 50 owner-operators in Atlanta and another 24 in that Dallas-Fort Worth area. So we could use those like starting ASAP. So, again, just shows you how strong the freight markets are and a great opportunity for owner-operators in those markets.
What's also, I think, a lot of fun as well is that the number of drivers that have come through the J.B. Hunt program being referred by other drivers. Yeah. Am I correct in that? That's a lot of fun, bring somebody on board that yeah. And, it really makes the whole experience a whole lot better, right?
Absolutely. And, we get so many great drivers from other drivers referring them here because, as Mr. Hunt always told us, he said, good partners attract good partners, and because I'm a good partner. Well, when you're a good driver, you know other good drivers, and so we'd love for you to refer them over here. And, there's some motives here. One is we'd much rather pay a driver for referring a driver to us than paying a third-party recruiter. And the reason for that, again, you get that good driver coming in, and also the referring driver gets some extra money. So that makes that driver happy. For example, last year we had a driver make over $14,000 in referral bonuses. So I always ask drivers, whether would you like to have some extra cash, or does anybody need to pay off some bills? Well,
sure.
Yes. Well, have you ever come across a driver who's had a bad day? Well, refer them over here because, we're not perfect, but I've been here 28 years, and I wouldn't have stayed here if it wasn't a good place. So, yeah, it's a great way to refer drivers. You can get a $1,000 referral for referring a company driver, $1,500 for an independent, our owner-operator in the intermodal group, and then it's you can go from there. So you can make a lot of extra cash doing that.
What I think is a lot of fun as well, that, when you look at your time at the company many, many years. I would have to think that one of the reasons that you've stayed there for so long are the people. I mean, really the heart and soul of the organization, and I know you speak with people directly. I've been to your company, to the offices there, and you're out there talking with people one-on-one. People at J.B. Hunt are really what makes this thing go, right? A lot of great stories there with the people that are on board.
They are. I mean, it's that is what's kept me here, And one thing I want to finish up on those referrals, it's actually get $3,000 for a referral, an owner-operator in the truck group. So you make referrals all the way from $1,000 up to $3,000, depending on the job. Yeah, getting back to the people, again, when I'm talking to drivers, I tell them, I quit many times too. I just didn't tell anybody. We all have that bad day or a bad week. But around here, you're not going to have a bad month, okay? And there's people around you that you enjoy working with. It's hard work, but it's rewarding work. And when you look around, you'll see the quality people that the company has and why people stay here. And you met many of them, Mark, and you come to the Million Mile Awards. And
yes,
by the way, we're having that one October 3rd. We'll be paying out. We'll have 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 million mile drivers in. There'll be 115 of them, and those drivers will have collectively have been paid out over $2.4 million in bonuses just to that group of drivers. And now the awards program on that has paid out over $31 million since it started. But again, another way of honoring their drivers, and it gets back to the great people that we have, the men and women operating those trucks.
What's really a lot of fun about the celebration drivers, seeing that in person, is when the drivers are descending down this massive staircase and they're getting thunderous rounds of applause from those in the company, fellow drivers, and things like that, and even families, correct? I've seen that, Craig, if I remember right, families coming down the stairs with their spouse, and that's got to be really quite an inspirational thing for others to see.
Absolutely. We're having to change it up this year and do the long breezeway walk from one building to the next because with 115 and family members, we figure it's going to take too long to go down those stairs, so we can have a broader path there coming through that breezeway. So we can't wait. It's a huge celebration. Also, and for the drivers to see, we got the banners up out in our parking lot that are up here year round, not just on that day, of all the 4 million mile drivers that with the company. And the 4 and now 5 million mile, Phil Fortin, the first 5 million mile driver, they're big banners out there, their name displayed, and makes me proud to see those every time I drive by them.
Some of the names that probably come right to mind, some of the million mile, 2 million, 3 million mile drivers out there, Craig, man, they've got some great stories to tell because they talk about their dedication to hard work, their focus on safety, getting the job done, and that sense of, family and belonging at the organization. Any names come to mind from some of the drivers that you can think of that really have done an exceptional job? I mean, 2, 3, 4, 5 million mile drivers that are out there. Some really great stories. It's the list is long, and I can't help but think of Phil Fortin first and foremost. The first 5 million mile driver that we have, and seeing him coming in here, and we had him come in when we first announced it, and just hearing his stories, and all the drivers that come through the years. Like I just got a call actually when I was away from my desk, and I'm going to call him right back. But from Ben Sampson, a 3 million mile driver, and just called in and give us some news. But it's great to stay in touch with these people. I mean, we've gone through a lot of battles together. Every year hadn't been as good as some other years. So that's when you see what people are made of when you work through the tough times. And that's what about last year? I mean, we couldn't be more proud of our industry, but really, our drivers, and proud of the J.B. Hunt drivers again that came to work every day and delivered the food, the water, the medical supplies, and kept the country operating when so many parts of it were shut down, and showed examples of what you could do and continue to work and keep us going and show us hope that what was going to happen on the other side of this thing. So thanks to all these frontline workers and drivers in particular. I know you've talked many times over the years with Mr. Hunt, and he was quite a visionary, wasn't he? When it came to the company, to people, he was really the heart and soul of the organization, wasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. And it's funny, get a chuckle. And actually, still got a text from Miss Hunt last night, actually, but just talking to her, and when she always tells the story about, and you've probably heard it, that she felt like there was a sign on our building that said, if you got a crazy idea, come in here, because there's a man that'll listen to you. Because she'd always say Mr. Hunt would come up with all these ideas.
Sure.
But some of them stuck, and Intermodal is a great example of that. So, and he was always so upbeat, walking the halls and patting people on the back, and he was an optimist, and he was a true visionary. And Miss Hunt, she's the one that kept it going as far as collecting that money and keeping everybody on track that way. So they made a great team, and we want to carry on their legacy of always remembering who's first and foremost, and that is the driver. Mr. Hunt was a driver. He is a veteran. And along those lines, we need to mention this is National Medal of Honor Day, so appreciate all the men and women who have served our country, and take a moment to thank a veteran today.
All right, thank you very much, Craig. I got to get ready to wrap it up, and thank you for a great 30 minutes. Where can folks find you guys again? Best website and phone number. What's the best one?
Yeah, drivejbhunt.com, drivejbhunt.com, and the phone number is 1-800-2-JB-HUNT.